Why, hello there YouTube and welcome to a random review. I am Random Ross and today I review The Continental from the World of John Wick. So this is a prequel miniseries that dropped on Peacock, I believe, in America, and Amazon Prime Video internationally, so we got it in the UK. So this is an action thriller crime drama series that is based on the characters from John Wick, and it stars Mel Gibson, Colin Woodell, Missy Parada, Ben Robson, Hubert Point du Joe, Newhagen Kate, Jessica Allen, Anya Mind Aldegon or something, Jeremy Bob, and Peter Green. So, as I've said already, this is a prequel to the John Wick franchise. So, in this, it follows the Continental run by Cormac O'Connor, played by Mel Gibson, who runs the Continental in New York during the 70s. Of course, the Continental in the John Wick franchise is the hotel where all the assassins and the hit people go to retreat and that. And with it being a prequel, the actors are young in it, so we got Colin Woodell as Winston Scott, who was played by Ian McShane, in the John Wick films. In this, he's played by a younger actor because he's younger and he's a Scottish-American businessman who's living in New York, who we follow in this. And we also get what's his name, as plays young Lance Reddick in it. We get his character in it as well as the young version of Lance Reddick's character. Just let me look for a second, see who Lance Reddick plays in John Wick. Well, we see his character in it, who doesn't say. Hold on. So yeah, excuse me. Yeah, we see them two as young adults in this series. So it's a mini series. It's about 3 episodes long. So, like I say, 3 episodes, and that's it. Charon, played this time by I can't find the actor's name here, but he too is young in it, and in this we see their friendship begin and grow throughout this mini-series. And we also see Mel Gibson as the show's antagonist. Now, like I said, this is only 3 episodes long, but each episode is an hour and a half, stretching it out to movie lengths. So if you watch the whole thing in total, it's like 4.5 hours. And like I say, it's set during the 70s and is, well, before John Wick. So what did I like about this? Well, I liked the cast we got in this, like Mel Gibson being one of the leads in it and the main villain of the show. And he was brutal in this. His character was a maniac, but I thought, yeah, sure, Mel Gibson can be an over-the-top kind of character actor, so I expected nothing less from him. I also like the cast they got for young Winston and Charon, who, well, they look convincing enough. You can sort of see that, yeah, I can potentially see them growing up into become Ian McShane and Lance Reddick. And you know, I like their character development through this, and we also get into the backstory of Winston. I like that too, especially with the performance from Colin Woodell. And yeah, this had some brutal scenes and brutal kills. Pretty much what you expect from the universe of John Wick. Of course, John Wick isn't in this because, like I say, it's before John Wick. But we have some other interesting characters in this as well. Interesting villains and people. And also how Winston gained control over the whole Continental Hotel in New York. And yeah, of course, I also like the vibe as well, like the Gotham tone it had, because when I was watching it with my dad was saying this is kind of like Gotham, which again is a prequel series to the Batman canon. But yeah, I thought, yeah, it's kind of like that. It's darker toned and what have you. Of course, with it being set in the 70s and it's in New York, I feel that they always have the World Trade Center featured a lot in the background. Now, yeah, it's a terrible tragedy, the events of 9/11, and I feel that, you know, they want, you know, despite them the Twin Towers no longer there because of that tragic day, it's good to know that they're still remembered and not forgotten. You know, so have them feature in the background and stuff, because they were completed in 71, I think. I don't know, but I know in 1974 Philip Petit walked in between them on the wire. That must have been intense. But yeah, I liked the setting and the tones and the soundtrack. It had a good soundtrack. And we had some brutal violence in there too. Probably a lot more brutal than the John Wick movies. Because I don't know what your rating system is in other parts of the world, but in the UK we have, you know, PG, we have universal ratings, we have 12A, which is our PG-13 rating, and then there's the 15, which is the R rating, and then we have the X rating, which is 18. In this, it's definitely rounded up to like an 18 in this, which I don't mind, and I sort of enjoy it. The quality of picture and cinematography was slightly different, given that this was made for TV. They were going to go on a bit of a smaller budget than they were in the films. But yeah, why it was called the Continental from the World of John Wick. I mean, yeah, it says here on the wiki page also simply the Continental, which I think, yeah, because we know it's a prequel to John Wick, but having that whole full bit in the title from the World of John Wick, it's like they could say a prequel to John Wick or something. But yeah, there were, of course, negatives, like sometimes the pacing might have dragged a bit, or, you know, we might have had one odd scene in there that weren't crucial to the story. But it was a good enough mini-series, and if you like John Wick, I recommend this show. So, ratings. What am I going to rate the Continental from the World of John Wick? I think I'll give it... I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. 3.5 out of 5 for the Continental, because despite the episodes being only 3, they were quite long, so, you know, if you've got a good hour and a half to spare, or if you want to watch it all in total, 4.5 hours, I mean, I can't see it that long for something, but I'm sure there are people out there who can. So anyway, yeah, have you seen this mini-series? What did you think to it? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up and to share with your friends, and feel free to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and to hit that notification bell. I've been Random Russ, and this has been a random review on the Continental. So, until next time, I bid you all a goodbye, friends, goodbye.